You're welcome once again to this call. In this session, we are going to be talking about this is eighth session. Here we are going to be talking about AI agents, like we've always been since the last eight series of building AI agents with Crew AI. In this session, we're going to be talking about building custom AI agents with custom tools. Okay, we are going to be building our own custom tools as our agents interact with them to carry out their tasks. Um, Over the last eight sessions, we've been seeing several scenarios, several use cases of building AI agents. But in this use case, also we've talked about agents being LLMs basically with tools, and that tool is exactly what gives them the ability to perform several tasks. Okay, in our sixth session, we look at file read tool that enables us to be able to read files, open and read files from our computer. And yes, you've seen that. And also, you've seen several use cases, several capabilities of AI agents. Okay, but in this case, you're going to be, we've talked about tool as well. In this case, you're going to be building our own custom tools, that does several things. And I've emphasized in some of our recent classes that tool is just like an hand, just like a human being without hands. It makes it difficult for you to be able to do some of those things. But with hands, with tools, with the ability to do things, you are more equipped to be able to handle different challenges. And that's exactly what tool does to AI agents. And we are going to, in this case, you're not just going to be relying on predefined or pre-made tools. We are going to be building our own tools from scratch. We are going to see how we can use them in AI agent use case, and we are going to be testing them out. So let's get into code. Okay, so in this session, I'm going to be, coding live. Like we've always done, how we can build AI agents with custom tools. So let's take a look at this slide again. For coding, we have to look at this slide and see, that will give us some brief introduction to what we have to do. Okay. So here I'm going to teach. So we are going to be teaching agents with new skills and tools. Basically building our own custom tools, and agents learn to use them to carry out their tasks. So by the end of this session, you're expected to learn and to be able to decorate a Python function with the tool decorator to expose it to the agent. You're also expected to be able to write to doc strings. The LLM can use to decide when to call. So in this case, the doc string is what the LLM is going to be able to use to decide what to it should call for any task. Then also you should be able to attach multiple custom tools to a single agent. So you're going to have that tool argument that enables you to add multiple tools to the agent. And also you're going to be able to design tools with clear inputs and outputs. So in this case, you can see the tool decorator with the tool name. put inside the bracket. So the tool decorator registers the Python function as a callable agent skill. The function docstring becomes the tool's instruction, and then the LLM reads it to decide when to call the tool and when to pass it in. So clear docstrings are not optional; they are the interface between your code and the agent's reasoning. So yes, you got that right. The doc string that follows the agent, I mean the tool or the function description, in this case the doc string, is exactly what makes agent to know when to use the tool. So it has to be as simple and as clear as possible. So here we have the architecture. So the architecture here, for example, you can see, functions or tools, that has, that are passed to the agent, and it uses them, to be able to, perform whatever task is assigned to it. And then here you have the code anatomy, the import of tool function. You have the function. I mean, the decorator, how you use that to decorate a function, of course, it becomes a tool. And then also you have the doc string and then the tools arguments, that you can use to pass as much as possible tools to the agents. Then you have this task, okay, to build an assistant with three custom tools. Ask to check today, that's to check the date, convert $2,500 to Naira, that's converting the particular currency to Naira. I mean, converting currencies, and then you also have the word count tool. So then int, write doc string like you're briefing a junior colleague. Yes, that's as clear as possible. Then also use type int on every argument and return value. Also want to request one job, you shouldn't overload it. And also you should return a string or something stringifiable. I mean, agent to read text. Okay, so that's that basically. So get to code now. Okay, so to start with, the first thing we are going to do here is to import required libraries, like you've always done, right? Okay, so here are uh, the libraries, the functions you're going to be using. Okay, the only thing different here from some of our last sessions is okay, date time. So date time we've not used it before. And what we use date time for is to be able to, get dates, format time, and so on. And here, this is the tool function that enables us to, pass in tools to functions or to be able to define tools, using the decorator on a Python function and so on. Okay. So the next thing we are going to do here is to, invoke the load_tmv function so that we can be able to load our environment variables in the .tmv file. Okay. So here you can see how we define this argument. So the first thing we are going to be defining three basic tools. The first one, like I have mentioned when thinking through the slide, is the one that calculates discounts on a given price. I mean, discount is basically, let's say you want to buy a particular item, and I can give you 10% discount. So 10% discount means 10% of the price of the actual price has been removed. So basically that. Then also we give you, we define another function that helps to calculate VAT. VAT is value added task. And also we define another function, another tool that helps to compare prices. So basically that. To be able to define a tool, we are going to use this at tool, which is the tool decorator. And then inside of the bracket, we have the tool name here, to help describe, what does the tool do. So here, since we are building a tool that's, you know,
this call is now being recorded. This call is now taking notes.
okay, so we are going to continue with the class like we've been doing so far. Okay, so in this case, so you can see for this tool, for example, we have um, we have the notes being written already. So for the LLM to be able to read. Okay, so that's the doc string. So the first thing we are going to be doing here is to first calculate the amount saved. And to do that, you say amount saved because so to know the amount saved, so that's basically saying, for example, I want to buy a particular item, maybe let's say maybe a chin chin, for example, or maybe a book. So let's say I want to buy a book for, let's say, $20, and I'm giving a 10% discount to the person. So how do I calculate what is the amount that equates to the discount? So that's going to be the price times the discount in percentage. So that's going to be $20 times 10 divided by 100. So that's basically, how I can know the amount, which is going to be like $2. Okay, because 10% of $20, that's $2, and that's the amount saved, right? So say price. Divided by 100. Okay. So then next thing we are going to be doing is the discounted price. So now that we know the amount of discounts that applies, so we now look for the discounted price. That's the price minus the discount. Okay. So that is basically that. Then we return amount saved and discounted price. Okay, yeah, that's the tuple we said the output of this function is going to look like. So the next thing we are going to be defining here is going to be the check VAT. So we are going to build a tool that's going to be able to check for the value added task on a particular price. So we call this. So we define the function. So here we expect the argument to be price, which is going to be an integer. So here the output is going to be a tuple. So here we are going to write the dot string. So you say this is Okay. So don't forget that here, the VAT is just like what we did here. So the VAT, which is 7.5% of what we are adding to the price, is going to be 7.5% divided by 100, which is 0.075. So multiply that to the price to get the VAT amount. Okay, value added tax is going to be 7.5% of any price. So, calculate it like this. Then we have the total top price, which is now going to be the VAT amount plus price, right? Yeah, that's going to give us the total price. So return price, return VAT amount, and return total price. Yeah, so that's basically that. Now, the third tool we are going to be building here is one that compare prices. Okay, so now let's write the dot string for this. So we are going to say so now to do this, so you are not going to say to do this, you are going to find the difference between each of the prices. And to be able to do that, what we are going to do is percentage difference. Because if we say price one minus price two or price two minus price one, what if one is greater than the other, right? So what you are going to do is you are going to find the difference first, which is di. Then after this, we are now going to get the percentage difference. Okay, so we take it like this. You say if price one if price one is greater than price two, then we have this, right? Else we have diff equal to price two minus price one. So I think we get that, right? Yeah. So then after that, calculate the percentage difference. Percentage difference is going to be difference divided by 100. Okay, difference divided by. Okay, so the percentage difference is also going to differ. Okay, percentage difference is going to be is going to differ. Price one, two, zero, price two, right? Times 100 times 100. Okay, so that's basically that. Okay, so that's basically that. Here we have that percentage difference. Okay, now we've defined the three agents we want. So now the next thing is to build the agents, the different tools. Sorry, you define three tools we want, custom tools, the this discount calculator, the VAT calculator, and then the one that compares prices. And now the next thing we want is to build agent ourselves. So here we are going to build a shopping agent. Let's just see this one. So here I'm going to have a role. So this agent is going to have a role. So this role is going to be shopping. They have a description. Okay, description. Okay. Oh, sorry. So that's supposed to be for task. I made a mistake there. So role, we have goal, right? So the goal is to help it. Okay. They have a backstory. So just say you smart appearance, with you. So I live in Lagos. So I'll describe this as shopping in Lagos, Nigeria. Okay. So that's about the backstory. Then we also have LLM, which is Gemini. Say Google model, that should be Gemini model. Don't forget the verbose be equal to true. And before this, we should also have tools, right? So here we are going to define the tools that you created so far, agency and content prices. Okay, so you have to calculate discount, check this and compare prices. Okay. Now we are going to create the task, which is the shopping task. So shopping task. So inside of that, you're going to have the description. So here we have that a customer. So I'm just going to copy the task itself. So I won't waste much of my time. So here you have this. A customer is buying a laptop originally priced at 450,000 with a 15% discount. After the discount, calculate the VAT on the final price. Also compare the discounted price to a competitor's price of 370,000. Okay, so that's the task. Then you should also have expected outputs. So you have VAT. Okay, so here we have the expected output is supposed to be the VAT on the final price and comparison between the discount and competitor price. Yes, just like we have in the task. And also we have the agents that's going to be doing this. The agents will, of course, no one but the shopping agents. Sorry. So when we are done with this, so then we create the crew. So this one takes the agents. I know we have just a single agent here. We take the tasks. You know we have a single task here as well. Then the process. So what process is this? This is going to be a sequential process. Why? Because the agent is not deciding on which agent does it delegate the task to. It's not thinking about, okay, who is this person taking this task? No, it's only applying custom-made tools, you know. So first or sequential. So we use hierarchical process where we are dealing with agents, being able to think on its own to decide which agent does it dedicate task to. So we have the agents, the task, the press, and the variable. So then, the results will be stored here. Okay. Then we have to print the outputs. Yeah. So this is what we have. We go up again. Hmm. Agent row. So I can see some, red underscore here. And some red here. So I'm trying to see where the error is coming. Okay, I guess it's here. Yeah, that's the error. Okay, so if we go up, so that's the reason why it's good to always cross-check your code to see if there's any error coming from somewhere. So yeah, you can see the tools, the custom-made tools we made, the calculate discount, the check VAT and compare prices, and then you can see the shopping agent, the task, and then the crew. Okay, so let's run this. So you can see here we have first. Okay, so yeah, I've activated my virtual environment and then I'm about to run the code. So let's wait for the final output. Okay, so you can see the agents are started. So the customer wants to buy this, right? So you can see, beautiful. You can see here, this is the task, wants to buy this at this price, discount, calculate the VAT, and then compare the price with the computer price of 370K. So you can see it's called the calculate discount tool, and then you can see the price discount 15%. So you can see the output, right? You can see the output. If you look at what the calculate discount function is returning the discounted price and the price, the actual price after discount. Okay, then you can see check VAT as well. Okay, now you can see its total final answer. So you can see here the original price 450K. After this was applied, it becomes 282K 500. Then you can see also the VAT on this, which is 28K, and then you can see the total price is 411,000. So comparing this with the computer price of this, with the computer price of 370K, you can see the computer price is 12,000 cheaper, right? So this is the beauty of AI agents. This is the beauty of AI agents. And, I'll be willing to see how you apply this into your daily lives. And this brings us to the end of the eighth session on building AI agents with crewai. We meet again in our next class. Have a good day. Bye.